Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today the plan is we're going to be going into the Weald. I was originally going to go fight the Hag. I think that's where we left off last time. I'm going to be honest, I took like a week and a half off of recording. I think some of you know by now that I record things ahead of time just because I have other things planned in the meantime, and like that allows me to do some other projects, kind of like Stresscast and things like that, which I think aired by now, episode 2, little shill up in the corner. But anyway, so I think that was the plan of me going to get the bent blade. I don't remember. But then I saw that the extra dosage was available for the Bowman, and I kind of weighed my options. I think I want to go get the extra dosage for the Bowman, just because I think I see a little bit more usage for that. Kill things a little bit faster rather than lowering the damage done to me when I'm hit, essentially, is how I see that done, but it also lowers the damage on the Duchess. It's a very odd trade-off. The bent blade isn't bad, but just straight up more damage on the Bowman can be good. Now, I want to make a little note. I did a poll a while back now. I think it's going to be like a week back. And this was part of the reason I took the week off, to catch up on some editing and to learn how to do this, which wasn't as bad as I made it out to be in my head. You'll remember that Robin's head had restoration attached to it. I know I made a post about this, but I'm going to show it in the video. Robin's head no longer has restoration. I learned how to take certain things off of trinkets, so I can use this now. Because it doesn't have the restoration on it from hitting with the riposte. Riposte just had +7 crit if I were to attach it. Now, it didn't fit into how I wanted to use this party, otherwise I would be using it like right now. Just no one really has a good riposte other than Rex. And his is a one-time use riposte and then it's on cooldown for a while. But going forward from now on, if I see a really good trinket, I know I've passed a lot of them off in the past, and I'm not seeing any that I can use as an example right now, that I can just like kind of show everyone here. But if there is a really good trinket that I were to want, and it has like a stress heal or a restoration or a stun attached to it, and I were to want it just for the other effects on it, I will probably be removing the things that don't work on the estate so I can still use that good fun trinket and make this work, because like why not? Otherwise I'm severely limiting the trinkets I can use. So with that being said, we're gonna, like I said, go into the Weald. We're gonna level it up a bit. It's gonna be a medium today, so it's gonna be a little rough coming back into that, if I'm being totally honest, especially with 2 heroes that don't have the best survival rate in this estate so far, but we're gonna pick that up. Let's see how that works. Also, I know that the videos probably haven't caught up as of yet with my new mic, but I am using a new mic, so I might be a little bit louder, a little bit quieter. Once again, if you want to post anything about that down in the comments, I'll take those all into consideration going forward. Tweak it a little bit. I'm still tweaking it. I think I was a little bit on the loud side, so actually let me do this and see if that is better. And actually, let's go down to this. Just tweaking the mic settings a little bit so I don't seem so loud, because I did see myself cap out once. Anyway, so for the Weald today, I wanted to do a bleed team. You know me, I love my bleed teams. However, this, I'm not sure is the greatest idea, but I'm still going to go with it anyway. So our new Ripperkin, Evelyn, I'm not going to rename them to their like canon names after they've died once, and we're just gonna kind of roll with it. If people want to throw in like their names, like their YouTube names for a class, I will allow that. If you want to like throw in your name for a class, go ahead and throw that down in the comments, but I'm not gonna like promise you're gonna survive long. You've seen how many people have died so far. But Evelyn, our Ripperkin here, is gonna have 2 trinkets that are gonna significantly up her bleed amount and some other things. However, the downside of both of these is they have minus Deathblow resistance. And since I can't really heal too much, and I haven't really had a Ripperkin survive too long, I'm not sure how good of a plan this is. We're gonna find out. So between the Condemned's Hood and the Deserter's Crest, she has minus 35% Deathblow resistance, meaning she has 20% death blow resistance. If she gets hit to death's door, there's no winning that flip. There is no coin flip, there is just death. Actually, that might be the title of this video. No coin flip, just death. But she also has plus 34 from the plus 34% bleed amount from the Condemned's Hood and a 34% bleed resist. So she has a base 104% bleed resistance, so she won't be bleeding. And then the Deserter's Crest gives her even more bleed amount, so she has plus 69% bleed amount and 2 more speed. So she has 6 speed. She's going to be bleeding for almost over 1.5 amount. So Blood is Fuel is going to base bleed for 3 instead of 2. Also hit the first 3 rows. Bloody Gust is going to be bleeding for 6 instead of 4. And that's before we counter it, or put in the Prefect, which is going to double the bleed. So Bloody Gust is probably going to be doing 12. It's going to be fun. And then I opted to actually take off Rip and Tear since she's going to be in the front row most of the time. There is a slight downside to that where if she gets out of row 1, she can't get back into it without Rex doing the maneuvering himself. But we're going to have Whiplash instead, so I can knock people back if I need to, meaning the Gropers, I think that's what they're called, the little mushroom grabber dudes, can be knocked back. And this has a knockback 1 or a knockback 3 if she's in Bloodlust. So we're going to see how that works. We then have Rex the Trophy Hunter. So the main thing is I'm going to be opening up with Bloody Ambition because this gives him a block. It gives him a mark while he's doing the Bloody Ambition and a riposte that can rip things apart. It has a very high crit rate, it always seems to me. Otherwise, he has Trifuricate to do extra damage versus bleeding, which both Evelyn the Ripperkin and Gulpin, our Bowman, will be doing. We have Teeth Rake to pull and do significant amounts of bleed damage. And we have Biting Blade to do crit versus bleeding. I then have Diggs' Head for scouting chance on him, and Armor Piercing because a lot of things in here have armor or protection. And then just because a few of his things here count as melee, and I didn't really have a different trinket to throw on him, the Deep Stinger from the Stingers, of course. So that gives him plus bleed chance on his melee skills. That's Teeth Rake to get 120% bleed chance. Also, it has a on melee hit bleed for 120%, but because this is a bleed thing, it goes up to 140 because of the trinket to have a 143 bleed. We then have Koror the Prefect. He's our lower level Prefect. He's going to have Disrupt to bypass guard, stealth, and riposte. Also break it. Also decent damage. He's going to have TikTok, which is free action, up the crit rate and up the speed for whoever he targets on their next round. He's going to have Enshroud to cure bleed and blight. Also clear marked target and stealth whoever he targets. And then Implode, the big thing I want here, doubling the bleed and blight amount applied on the target, but also doubling the amount they receive and lowering their resistance. So it's a double-edged sword, but used correctly, I will tear through anything. Now for his trinkets, I have 2 big things here. We have the Ancestors map, so he's going to be our big scouter, he's going to be our big trap disarmer, because he already has like 100% trap disarm, so he will never fail a trap, unless like he just stumbles upon it. And then we have Maciek's Head to up the debuff chance. Not that he really has a debuff, other than, you know, on our own people. However, when he hits with Disrupt and he doesn't take them out, he will debuff them with minus 8%. Why do I have that? Why do I have that? We're trading that out. Give me a second. We'll just go with Aggression Tactics. I think that's going to be the better thing here. I was thinking someone was going to do Blighting, and no one ended up having a Blighting trinket on them. So I think I was originally going to use the Poison Skull and Rex. That's why I had that. Yeah, we're going to go Aggression Tactics. So don't mind the old trinket, we're going to go Aggression Tactics plus Monster Surprise. Then Gulpin, our Bowman, he's mainly going to be using Piercing Arrow, doing huge AoE with bleeding. So 1 for 3 bleed on everyone. Finish things off, we either have Sure Shot, which bypasses guard and stealth. Also will do bleeding, or Limb Snipe to minus crit, minus accuracy. Going to be using this on big targets like any mini bosses, so they won't be hitting us as much. Also does bleeding, and then to make sure everything hits, Archer's Ring, because Piercing Arrow doesn't have the best accuracy, coupled with some dodges in there. And then we have the Splinterwood Shaft, upping the bleed chance and bleed amount. Not that bleeding from Piercing Arrows will go up higher, I think, because I'm pretty sure that'll stay at a 1 for 3, but we can at least up the bleed chance from it to 110%, I believe. So that's the plan. I do believe I need to get some scouting skills here, or like camping skills, because some of these are not the best. So give me 1 minute. I do not want the guaranteed ambush. However, what we will do is get All-Nighter, and on Gulpin get survival skills for the scouting chance. And then we'll go into the Weald and get this done. We're going to bring all the food. We're going to bring 4 shovels. We're going to bring probably 4 anti-venoms, some bandages, a lot of medicinal herbs because those get us extra food, a few skeleton keys, a lot of torches, and we'll be fine. All right.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life.
I'll get this on the way back.
Groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Well, she wouldn't have been able to do anything from here anyway. I would need to be in row 2 to use what I want, so we're going to have to pass Evelyn's turn. Gulpin moves back. Move back on Core, and then we're fine. So we're going to try Furicate to move back, hitting the Nymph in row 4. It goes down. Evelyn's in row 1 where I need her to be. Everyone's fine. Now, that being said, I didn't get much action out of that because I was ambushed, so we're going to have to see where this goes. Oh, it summoned another one, did it? I'm going to Bloody Gust to these two. That coffin is filled. Lovely. Tick-tock on Evelyn. Implode on Evelyn. We're gonna change to bleeding arrows just before I forget. And then we're gonna do... You know what? We're gonna limb snipe on these... Nymph in row 4. And then Teeth Rake, Nymph. I was hoping this would take it out with bleed. It does, okay. Now I just gotta kind of watch things. So Bloody Gust to these two again. I'm hoping for that magnificent bleed. 18 bleed on the Scratcher. We did not get the Jittery Coffin, which is unfortunate. Does he have to be in row 4 for this? I kind of forgot about that. He does Fern Shroud, which is unfortunate because then he's playing with Gulpin for row 4. Can I limb snipe? Oh, I can't get the target I want. We'll just go for the Nymph.
Maintain the offensive. Slowly, gently.
So just Coffin left, thankfully. We are gonna do Biting Blade on it. It goes down. And Scratcher down. Okay. Oh, we got the Cicada Shell. So that is plus protection, plus healing received, but minus bleed and blight resistance. This is just 2 more damage, so we'll eat that for now. Go in here. And we got 2 more coffins. So Tick-tock Evelyn. Implode Evelyn because we can get that 12 bleed on her, which is an AoE that if I can get this coffin... would be amazing. I mean, it's only like a... Oh, it's a 20% chance. I didn't realize that. Still got an 11 on the Scratcher. We're going to do Piercing Arrow just to see what's in the other coffin there, which is nothing. Scratcher goes on next. I think the plan is gonna be... Let's just try Furicate the coffin.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
I can't really hit him with anything, so let's Blood as Fuel on the Gnasher.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Now he's in range for a bunch of other stuff. Moving back. Limb Snipe. Not that that does much.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And then Trifuricate, which missed. Lovely. A lot of coffins here in the Weald. Alright, blood is fuel. It's down.
Continue the onslaught.
Taking what we can. Not in the best shape already. You know what? I know it's stupid. I'm gonna firewood here. Gonna feast for the health and the stress. We're gonna toss that gold. That way I can get some scouting and stuff like that going. So we're gonna do all-nighter for the prevent nighttime ambush. I'm gonna do serrated arrowheads for the bleed and the blight chance. Can do survival skills for the scouting and the monster surprised. And I have 3 left, which I'm gonna do gold star. And we're gonna give to the Bowman for a good student. Because he has the higher survival chance here. Otherwise I'd give it to Evelyn, but I'm not sure I trust the 20% Deathblow resistance there. And we can rest. We've run out of wood. Yes. We camped this early. I know that's horrible, horrible, horrible. Take the food. Take the supplies for sure. Kinda tempted to take the gold stack. If I'm being totally honest. My luck with onyxes is usually not great. We'll do that. I say as I'm probably going to get a full stack of onyxes now. Search the body. Leave that gold.
Staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
And... oh. Hi. Hi, Dule Tree. How ya doing, buddy? So we can do limb snipe to get minus accuracy and crit on him at least, so he doesn't hit as much. He does have a lot of actions, and that's only good for 1 round if it even hits. This would hit for 4 to 8, or this would hit for... yeah, we're gonna do Bloody Gust just because the bleed is that much more significant. And he doesn't have that much bleed resistance. Then we'll do Bloody Ambition for the block. Yikes. That stun is the worst part there to me. Encorer again. Alright, well, limb snipe, so maybe he misses if we can get that debuff off. There we go. Bloody Gust again. Six to 11 or 1 to 3 with a 5 bleed for 3 rounds. That would be 15 damage. Yeah, let's go for it. Bleeding for 8. We got the crit. Bleeding for 9. You get to move back. I'm not joining you. Don't caw at me. Or is that like a little leech screech?
Consumes the mind.
Okay. 31 health left. He's bleeding for 9. Let's go. I'm down to 20 with the bleed. Now, a bit more. Yeah, he's gonna go down quick. Like, legitimately, next action should take him out. Between my action and whatever he does.
The bigger the beast, the greater the...
Wasn't pretty, I'll admit that much. But at least it's down. Could you at least give me a good trinket for that fight? I can't use either of these on this file. On monster kill stress, -5. Like, there's no... I mean, at least I could sell it. But then Rot Gut Sensor, plus 15% stun chance. I can't stun. And -5% max HP. The only reason I would use this is to lower max HP, which has its uses. But legitimately, there's such few case uses for that I'm only taking this to sell it.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. Second hallway done. Okay, sorry bunnies. I need whatever's in here. I need it.
A handsome reward.
Yeah, almost a full stack of jades. Secret room. I might get some heads. No. I will come back for it after I complete everything. I have to be smart. Otherwise, I will get nowhere. I want to do it for the funsies. Trust me, I want to do it for the funsies. Alright, I know I can finagle the third one. Thing is, I need all of the heirlooms. These are just battle rooms. Do I really want to try to keep the key? There's a blockage there, so I do definitely need the shovel. Tempted to give it the panacea. So the other thing I could do is probably get rid of one of the torch stacks. Let's see, if I've gone through... I mean, I know I took the camp right here, but if I only used 3 to get here, that means 1 here, another here, probably 3, 4, 5, 6. I could legitimately do this and get back there with the full stack of 8.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow.
Now, do I have room for this? Probably not. I'll get another gold stack later. Now, I just kind of want to point out all the cool heads in here. I think a few of these are custom heads, too. Like, the work that the person put into this is amazing and immaculate. I'm pretty sure this is an occultist head. So, I'm not sure if someone has made a custom occultist head or they did this themselves. I'm not sure what this one here is. Or if this is another, like, just smaller occultist head. But this is really cool. I like it. And these are all various size. They did a really good job in here. I really like it. This we can leave. Parasite probably needs to go first. It does the most damage. It's also in range for the Bloody Gust. So we'll make sure to just annihilate things. Actually, Do I want to bloody gust it? So if I do blood is fuel, I pretty much take it out. Because at 6 damage, I do 4 bleed. So we'll do that. Actually, no. We'll do Bloody Gust because then I get to check the coffin too. And I didn't hit the Parasite. So we're gonna hit the Parasite. Should bleed out. Gonna limb snipe the artillery, trying to make sure it doesn't hit us with any of the marks or anything.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Which is gonna fail, watch. Yep. Then I can blood his fuel into the Scratcher. Get that bleed started on him. Disrupt onto the artillery to try to take it out. If I do piercing arrow, artillery goes down. We also put bleed onto Scratcher.
Faint hope blossoms.
And then we can do a bit of damage to the fungal Scratcher themselves. There we go. Taking what I can. Default party order. I do want the crests. I need the crests. You know what? Screw the keys. That's what shovels are for. Alright, foods is. We can heal. So I'm gonna fill up my food stack here just in case I get more hunger checks. Then Core there gets as much food as I can give him, just because he was the lowest on health. Torch up, go in here. Room battle. Oh, this is one of the new guys that was added with Home for Lost Monsters, right? I know Sting was working on this one, but I believe this is from Home for Lost Monsters. I will have this all in the description because that's where I usually put where all the modded monsters are from. I will do the research on where it's from. I believe it was added to here from Home for Lost Monsters. I know that there was one added to the Weald, there was one added to the Cove. I believe there was one added to the Warrens. Might be one added to the Rooms. There's a lot of new stuff added to that. Whichever mod added, this guy added like 4 new monsters. I guess they're not new anymore. They've been out for like a month or so, but they're kind of cool. A lot of bleed resistance. The Twisted Grove has 60% protection to Eldritch Vegetation Beast. -7 speed. I guess it is a tree. Yeah, we'll get rid of the rest. Piercing arrow, get them. I guess it's one of those things that it's like, hey, you go in here with the bleed team. So this is meant to counter the bleed teams that you come in here with. Bloody Gust, just to take out the ectoplasm. It's gonna bleed out.
Another one falls.
Now I just need that doggo down.
Executed with impunity.
Phantom Flowers. Oh, that's cool looking. What did it actually do? Plus accuracy, plus 40 crit. That is terrifying. Can't do anything from this row. 3 to 5 damage. It has 30 health. I didn't realize that. Biting Blade doesn't do too much to it. Limb Snipe. I did get it bleeding somehow for 2. Circle of Life. It healed itself. I'm guessing it would have healed other things. Disrupt. There we go.
Masterfully executed.
Taking what I can.
A trifling victory.
I'm gonna toss the Panacea for the Emerald.
Nonetheless.
Alright, so that's just gonna be a bunch of curios. I'm gonna pass this guy up, dig through this.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed.
That's why we filled up on the food, because hunger check, which also... Hunger check good. Hunger check good here. Feed the beast. We can do Bloody Gust. We'll hit the Ecto, we'll hit one of the Coffins. At least we found out what was in it. TikTok. Speed her up. Implode. Give her double bleeding. That way I can bleed the Ecto for a bit more. Piercing arrow. Checked both Coffins, bled both Coffins. Trifuricate, moving back, hitting the Parasite. Wow, we can't hit broadside of a barn today. Alright, Bloody Gust again. Get them bleeding, please. Oh, even the... Ecto does have 60 resistance, okay. Ecto goes down first, because of the ability to the summon. Trifuricate, Parasite because it can heal. And then we're going to limb snipe Jittery Coffin, just for the accuracy reasons. It has 2 bleed now, at least. Limb snipe the Coffin again. You have to move back. Blood is fuel onto the one in row 1. It should go down on its turn now. And then we just need to take out row 2 Coffin. There we go. Alright, taking what I can.
Success. So
That is everything. Okay.
or is
Now,
it really a trick
I'm
of the
gonna...
light?
I can't remember if I can get a buff off this. I think I need a holy water. I'm gonna grab whatever's here.
Glittering gold.
Gonna slide back. Gonna grab everything here.
Paid for in
And then we're gonna go play with the Shambler, which I know is a bad idea. If I can make it back there. Come on, there we go. I get to heal with this. So medicinal herbs. Take everything for the hunger checks. We're gonna heal Rex a bit. Heal Evelyn. And then heal Gulpin. Gonna go to both of the... So I'm gonna leave that one. Hunger check there. I knew that was coming. And I want to go to this one. I don't have the Banshee installed. I can't get anything out of that. So that's only there because I have the Creeping Mists. I don't have the Banshee actually installed. So I can't fight the Banshee.
wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Okay, get everyone as healed as I can. Everyone actually is full. I no longer need shovels, so I'm gonna take the food just for hunger checks. Because I can, even though everyone is full, I can still get health out of hunger checks, which is kind of what I'm banking on to heal on the way back. Default party order before I forget. Hunger check, there we go. That's a little bit of extra healing. Leaving this little bugger. Although I could get an invitation out of him. I forgot to loot this. Taking what I can. Extra deeds, extra crusts.
Be carried home.
Suppose I didn't actually need to torch there, but that's fine. Alright. It's as good as I'm gonna get. Let's do this.
A star spawned horror.
Moving you back, and we're fine. Not sure shot, limb snipe, so I lower your accuracy. Unholy hell. Bloody gust, so that unholy hell. I wanted that bleed. Bloody ambition for riposte. At least we can do that, right? Now, if you lament, I'm gonna be pissed. There we go. There's some damage. Now that's gonna hurt. Buffs 1. Now I'm kind of banking on the Bowman to take out the sycophants with the bleed. We'll see about that. Imploding Evelyn for the double bleed. I have like a 40% chance to bleed them. We'll see if this works. Went off. Sycophant 1 down. I can try Furicate on Shambler. Shambler's gonna be hurting. Piercing arrow with bleed. Bleeding for 14.
Mortality clarifies.
I have anti-venoms. We're gonna blow those right away. She is almost at half health. So I'm gonna blow Rev up. Bloody Gust. Come on, we used half of our health for that. Well, at least we got the bleed on the Shambler.
Abomination cleansed from
Shambler has 25 bleed. Anti-venom again. Disrupt on Sycophant. Sycophant down. Don't mind the cat meowing in the background. What is wrong, buddy? You're fine. Can you find your fishy toy? Is that it? Is it dead? We didn't charge his fishy toy last night. It's one that if you like make movement around it, it starts flopping around, and he's attached to that toy now, and it's dead because he played with it all night and kept us up. So I'm a little sleep deprived, and yeah, he's like pawing at it and it's not moving, and that's why he's meowing. It's a little adorable. Okay, so Limb Snipe onto Shambler. It has essentially 3 health left. Shambler down.
It could be dismissed as a fever dream.
Sweet, sweet vengeance. Also, she lived. She didn't even hit death's door. I feel vindicated. Got the tentacle idol. I doubt I'll ever use it. Let's go home.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle,
So,
but one that must be fought.
got the extra dosage for the Bowman, which acts like the Splinterwood shaft that I was using, only it's for blight and it's a minus speed instead of what other debuff I have. Got 5 deeds, which I needed. Grand total of around 20,000 gold, which helps with all the costs. And a lot of heirlooms, like grand total of 28 crusts, 4 more deeds for a grand total of 9, and 2 busts. Everyone there except for Core was, or Core, is it Core? Core, I don't care, was level 0, so they hit level 1. Gulpin, because of the gold star, hit almost level 2. Penetrating on Rex, so he gets armor piercing. Tranquil Mind on Core, so he gets 5 accuracy, and Fear of Mankind on Gulpin.
In truth, I cannot
Week
tell how much
48.
time has passed since I sent
Okay,
that letter.
Stagecoach. I think everyone here at least in the stagecoach, is fine. So Vixen, uncrowned, although it wouldn't hurt to have another uncrowned there. Vessel 2. Only thing I'm iffy on is Grave Robber, which I think we're fine on. Like, we have a Grave Robber, right? Yeah, Audrey's almost level 2. Just in case, because things happen, I'm gonna hire extras here, but I don't plan on using them anytime soon. Like, ooh, Sunward Trinket. Ooh, it is trash for this estate. Now, on friendly skill, all heroes -4 stress. This is an amazing trinket. Do not get me wrong, this is an amazing trinket for a normal estate. For me to be able to use it, I need to take the -4 stress off, and then I'm left with -10 accuracy and -10 deathblow resistance. I will take that sharpening stone because I lost mine, and then we're kind of left with what we got. Not going to the Wizened Head because, once again, Rampart Shield. Very, very good trinket. For a normal estate, it's trash for mine, so I'm going to leave the hag for another week and kind of look for something else I can do because... Ooh, actually, if I can get through the Long on the Warrens, that's a good one. But there's a lot of stuff I'm seeing that isn't the best, or like, even though I'm now modding off some of the things, they're still not great. So I'm going to have to figure things out from here. But I will find something to do, something good, and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. I'm probably going to be going into the Warrens to get the Shimmering Cloak for next time, because that is an amazing trinket for a very select few heroes, and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time. Please, have a good one.